All right. Whoa. Why is that? That's weird. Okay. Here we are, everybody. I'm finally live. Sorry for the delay. I was getting some things worked out with Skype here because I have OLY coming up here in a little bit as a guest, which is going to be the first guest I've had on here in a really long time, which is going to be really, really cool. OLY is an old friend of mine. She is an amazing singer-songwriter. Well, I don't know if she... Well, I mean, when you say singer-songwriter, people think of like acoustic guitar and vocals. That's not really what OLY does. She's more like indie pop, I guess. Electronic indie pop. But she's really, really good. And her new music that she's releasing right now is absolutely excellent. So I'm going to have her on here a little bit later. Actually, in just a few minutes. To talk about that, as well as she does basically like an online karaoke thing called Let's Sang. And she's been doing that on Instagram for a while now, I think like a year or something, or at least since the whole pandemic started. And now she's going to be doing it on YouTube as well. So we're also going to talk about that. And to see how this thing even works, her live karaoke thing is like really, really cool. It's just really crazy. I've never really seen anything quite like it. It's really cool. Like basically it's all through, streaming, and you can like basically call in and do karaoke online, like on her show. Like it's really unique, really cool stuff. So we'll talk about that too. I'm sorry my camera's over there right now, but that's because the way that I had to do things to get Skype to be able to recognize my built-in, my other webcam, which is up here, I have to have a second webcam that I can use here in OBS before I call on Skype. So it's a little bit complicated. Anyway, yeah. So how's everybody doing today? Hey, Mason, how you doing out there? Also, I wanted to remind you guys of the contest I have going on, which is the Can You Draw Me album cover drawing contest, which you can send your submission to rockfromhome@gmail.com, or rockfromhomevideo, at gmail.com. And if you don't know what it is, the cover for my new album right here, which is coming out on December 4th, is called, the album's called Can You Draw Me? And I'm having a contest where everybody is welcome to draw this cover. Like, I want you to draw the cover. It doesn't have to be good, or like, I would rather it be a little sloppy, actually. Is like, anyway, I watched the video that I posted about the contest because it explains like all the things in detail. But everybody who submits to the contest will have their cover shared on social media, as well as here on my YouTube posts. And then you'll also get a free copy, advanced copy of the digital download of the album. And you'll also, if you win, the one that I pick as the winner will get a free Alesis Nitro drum module, used one. It's one of mine. And then you'll also get, your cover will be the permanent cover on Anthill Recordings Bandcamp page for the album. So it will take the place of this cover for the Bandcamp page. So anyway, be sure to submit. I already got one submission today. I just started the contest yesterday, and it's really fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing all you guys' submissions. It's going to be really cool. So anyway, how's everybody doing out there? Pretty crazy. Oh, when is the deadline? Mason asks. I haven't given one. I mean, it has to be before the album is released, which is December 4th. So let's just say that, before the album is released. So let's say December 3rd, since it comes out on the 4th. Let's say December 3rd is the deadline. And then on the 4th, after the album comes out, then I'll announce the winner. Yeah. So keep them coming. We still have a lot of time. It's only November 17th right now. So I got a new mug. Huge mug. Oh, wait, let me close that image. Oh, and if you want to, just have the image to get a reference from, you can go to anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com to download the image and have that as your reference. So anyway, yeah, I was saying I got a new coffee mug. last week. New coffee bucket. And it kind of looks like a mermaid tail or something. Really, well, I liked the color, but really I bought it because of size. Mostly because my old one was like that Tigger from Disney, Winnie the Pooh. And that one broke. Well, it's not totally broken. It's got cracks in it. That one lasted longer than... I've had like several demonic sweaters mugs, and I've like broken all of them. I just keep dropping them. And then all the other mugs. I had an Avengers mug, and I dropped that and broke it. And so this one is the newest one. So it's got my bucket of coffee here. So Sebastian says, hey, I might not be on the live stream. I have some uni stuff to do. OLY is really cool. All right, no problem. If you get a chance, stop in. She'll be here. You can ask questions. And I'm going to be calling her here in like a minute. Probably like 2 or 3 minutes. We'll give her a call. Give her a little bit of time to get ready. Because I asked her to do the stream. And, because I was helping her test her karaoke stream thing. And so that made me think, oh, she should come on the stream that I'm doing tomorrow, because I was helping her test that yesterday. I was like, she should come on here as a guest and we could talk about it and talk about her music and all that stuff. And so I had mentioned it to her on Instagram, but I must not have been like super clear. I just assumed, since we were working on her stream there, she knew that I was talking about a live stream on YouTube. But like probably about 20 minutes ago, she messaged me. She's like, so this isn't going to be live, right? And there's no video, is there? And I'm like, wrong on both accounts. It actually is live and there's video. So anyway, but she's cool with it. She said she just, she needed a little extra time to get ready. So sorry about that, OLY. But yeah, let's, I don't know. Do I have anything that I need to talk about before I give her a call? Not really. I've uploaded some new videos. Was programming a new kit on my, TD8 module a little while ago, but I'm going to do a video on that probably like in the next couple of days or something. So anyway, let's go ahead and give OLY a call, because I think it's good. Let me shut off this camera. I'm going to call her right now. Okay, here we go. She just sent me a message. She said, I'm ready. Stop talking shit about me. All right, let's close that. And open Skype. There we go. Let's see if this works. Yeah, we're here. You're like, I'm ready. Stop talking shit about me.
I was watching it because I was realizing I was like sitting here kind of waiting, and I was like, oh my god, I could watch it. Let me go. And you're like talking shit about me. I was like, what? No, I'm just kidding. It was fine.
Let me get my other.
See you though. Oh,
well,
wait,
if you go to the yeah. Oh wait, you should be able to see me. You can't see me?
No.
I don't know. It's working on the stream, so I don't want to mess with it too much.
Okay.
Because it might break.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get the windows aligned. There we go. So what's up?
Oh. Hey.
There's a gnat flying around my head.
I'm so sorry, because I'm still seeing you're still.
Really?
And I'm like listening to you. Yeah, I don't see you.
Oh wait, here, I can fix that. Hold on, I can fix it. There we go. Now you should see me. Hello?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I see me.
No, but it's okay.
On yours.
I guess I'll just pretend. Weird.
I'll call you right back, because I had the wrong camera selected. Yeah, I'll call you right back. It'll be like 2 seconds. All right, now I don't need this second camera. All right, that's better anyways. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That's better anyways, because now I can get rid of my second webcam and I can just make this bigger on the screen. So
yeah, I can see everything now.
Very cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, OLY.
Hey.
So, go ahead. I was going to say, if you want to see the chat, there's... I'm trying to make things the right size while I'm talking. If you go to the link I sent you before, the YouTube page, you'll see the chat of people that are chatting.
Okay, so I have to have like the other page open.
Yeah, the YouTube page. You can look at it on your phone too, if that's easier.
Oh yeah, I'll do
OLY?
that. I think that is easier.
Shoot, I definitely don't want to look at it on my screen. I'm a hot mess over here. I'm like,
No, me too. Me too. I feel terrible. I'm like, what are we doing?
it's okay.
We have to?
It's okay. Nobody's really here yet. You know, there's 6 people watching, but hey, everybody.
Cool, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to be here. And I'm really happy to talk to you. You're one of my oldest and dearest friends that I'm lucky to have. So
Thanks,
I'm
Oli.
always really grateful to spend any time with you and learn things that you just know so much about music and like music tech. So I've always enjoyed all of your tidbits over the years.
Well, thank you very much. You're also one of my oldest and dearest friends. And, you know, you're always, the thing with you is every time I talk to you, it's like, it always cheers me up because you're always like happy and funny and everything. So.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. I don't know. I guess I am cheerful. Determinedly cheerful, maybe. I don't know, like, why? Because things are, you know, things can be really rough, but I'll still be determined to be happy.
Well, you've always had that. I mean, just so people out there know, we've known each other for like a really long time, like since the 90s. So you've always had that, you know, I think I once said that you could have fun in a cardboard box factory. Like,
oh my God, that's gotta be the best compliment ever. Or I could also be maybe a very silly gal, which I am too.
That is true.
Very silly. But so are you. Oh, look, we have Bryant Rocks. That's a buddy of mine who always comes out to my Let's Sing party. He's very sweet.
Dance.
Yeah, that's his.
Yeah, Sebastian says you just called me an old man.
Yeah.
JK. Well, she's not quite as old as me, but.
You are older.
Yeah, she's a little bit younger. Not by much, though. So, I was telling everybody about this crazy karaoke thing you have that you've been working on. And you want to tell you're going to be like doing it on YouTube now pretty soon, right?
Next week, I'm going to, and I think probably on Thanksgiving, because I don't think I have any Thanksgiving Day plans. I think I'm just going to live stream and go, we'll see with who, but it'll kind of be like a chat like this and then a saying, and it'll be on YouTube. It'll be really fun, I think.
So where do they go to subscribe to you on your YouTube page? What's you want to post the link in the chat? Oh,
yeah, I guess I can just say, I don't actually have the link maybe offhand, but I could say here, like,
oh yeah, that
really makes sense.
Yeah, but that's her page, so that they get it, I think. Yeah. So
Let's Sing is my channel for karaoke. So I have 2 different things going on. I'm a busy lady. Mm-hmm. So I have a karaoke party that's been virtual and in real life. I mean, it's been in real life for over 5 years, but we became virtual for the pandemic. And it was on Instagram. But now I figured out a way to have guests and sing and songs and like virtual DJ music videos in between. So it's going to take over the world, obviously, on YouTube.
Yeah, I think I've seen the Instagram version and it was really cool. It was like really unique. I've never really seen anything else like that. So I think it will really be successful on YouTube. I would think.
Thanks. And it definitely felt like the future when I was looking at it from like other people's perspective, because when you're in it, you kind of don't have the time. The inclinations. Really, I guess when I put myself apart and like saw it through other people's eyes, I was like, wow, that just feels so future.
Yeah.
To have this availability. What we're doing now too is like very future.
I know, it's kind of weird. Did you think like back, you know, in the 90s that this is what it would be like?
Yeah, totally.
You did?
Kind of. So like I always imagined like the iPad, like you remember on Go, what was that show? Like Go Gadget Arms.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. Yeah, I remember like they had like a little like handheld pad thing that they would boop 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 on, and like kind of like the iPad, you know, like
Hmm.
I remember I made one out of cardboard. Like I drew like my buttons and like it was gonna do all this amazing stuff for me. But yeah, like I wanted like the Jetsons, totally. Like I imagined like all kinds of crazy shit happening.
Well,
This is good. I feel like pretty good about it.
yeah, I'm into it. I mean, I love technology, actually. I just think, like, you know, people need to behave themselves on, like, you know, they get too wrapped up in, I mean, it's not their fault, really, you know, but it's mostly all these algorithms and people just trying to make ad revenue, and it's basically creating this, like, massive divide amongst people, and, like, you know, like
Ugh.
all types of topics. Like, they just, because the more people are divided and the more they're passionately angry about things, like the more they click things.
I mean, yeah, social media might be like society's demise, but I don't know. We'll see. Like, hopefully, there's got to be a way that, I don't know, people can look at each other's differences with some kind of like positivity instead of negativity, because that's such a downer for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes the comments on certain videos can be really depressing.
Oh
So,
yeah, I know.
or really funny, but you know, it's tough.
Well, I was talking about this, like, I think in one of the last streams, where, like, I it gets to the point where I'm just like, I don't even like to have strong beliefs or opinions because I don't know where they're coming from. You know what I mean? Because, like, you have so much stuff that there's so many things that are sending influence to my brain, you know, that I see. So I always try to remind myself, I'm like, well, do I think that, or is that something that I've been just seen and seen other people say, and so now I'm repeating it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to be more conscious and more aware of that. Like, and I think the only way that I can do that is to kind of not really hold any strong opinions about things that people are opinionated about. You know, fine about music and things like, you know, these really like important topics, you know, I'm trying to stop having strong opinions about them.
I'm scared to ask like what they would be, because I almost don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but maybe it's like a topic we talk about after.
Well,
Like it's curious,
it
you
wouldn't
know,
be
'cause, like,
anything, you know, or whatever, you know, people get like the election, people get outraged, you know, on both sides. Like, I'm like, okay, like, I understand where each person could be coming from, but I'm not going to take a side on that, you know, because it's too hot button, you
oh
know.
my God, yeah.
Anyway, let's see.
Tough one.
We have some comments here. Sebastian says it's actually a really fresh idea. People like TikTok, so it might translate well. Talking about your karaoke or let's
Yeah.
sang, and I think so. Jangle Stick says hello. Hello.
Hi, Jangle Stick. Yeah, I haven't gotten to TikTok yet. I feel like kind of old, but we'll see.
I used to
If I
use,
can
like,
get there.
I had it, but I deleted it. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't have time. Like, I feel like, you know, YouTube is enough, really. I mean, I have Instagram too, but it's like, I don't really spend that much time with Instagram. And I don't even have notifications on or anything. I just check it out every now and then. It's like my one social media account that I still have, and then the rest are gone.
Yeah, I turn off notifications for everything because I can't live like that. It's too, yeah, and I don't know. It's just hard to make the time for these like kind of extra things. Although being a musician, I feel like you kind of have to put yourself out there on all the platforms because you have to have a presence. And
I don't
no,
know.
no
I think
presence.
well, a presence is good, but I think it's because it's so difficult to do all of them, I almost feel like it's better to find the one that really works for you and just like focus on that. Because
Yes, you're right. Absolutely.
and then because there's enough people on, like, it used to be like that. I think what you're saying used to make more sense back in, probably 2006, 2007, something like that. But now there's enough people on every single site where you don't even really need like a lot of different outlets. Like, you can really just use one. I mean, Instagram could be enough for some people. Some people are just huge on Instagram,
Yeah.
Some people are huge on TikTok. Some people are huge on YouTube.
Yeah. I feel like I am the kind of person who's always sort of spread myself thin, like master of none type, you know, person where I'll even like with music, like I'll play a little bit of piano, I'll play a little guitar, I'll play a little bass.
Yeah.
I'll learn like one or two fills or something, like whatever, but I don't master like one thing. And it's sort of the same with social media. Like I'm on the Twitter, I'm on well, I'm not really on YouTube, like not for my music. I just released my first music video, which was put out by Public Works Record, also a label that I co-run with Nick County and Julian Martin. So that I do have like somewhat of a musician social presence now, but I never really did before. Like for my first EP that came out in 2005, like there was like home videos, like people would make their own little videos to my songs, because one of the songs was featured on a TV show, like a preteen like TV show, and so the kids were like making like cool little videos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they're gone now. Like I don't know.
Can you find those videos?
No, I've searched. But
Oh, that sucks.
I remember seeing them around the time.
Yeah, they were probably on MySpace.
No, they're on YouTube.
Oh, they were on YouTube? Well,
Yeah.
They should still be there, unless they deleted them.
I think they probably deleted them.
That sucks. They were probably embarrassed or something of themselves.
They were just like, they had no point to the videos. It was like people goofing around.
Yeah.
With like the song in the background or something. But yeah, so I'm working on a social presence for Let's Sang, the karaoke party, but like as far as like OLY the musician, she's got works to do. I'm like so impressed by your work ethic. Like I want to be able to put out like more videos. At least I watched the Demonic Sweaters premiere yesterday of Dick Lawrence, so that was really cool, and that was also really inspirational to watch.
Thanks.
Like how quickly too, like you turn something around. Like Justin started this song in the morning, and like by the evening, nighttime, it was released for the world to see. Like not just as a song, but as a music video, like a visual element with it as well. And I was just like, that's cool. That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I started getting into that. I mean, I've always been fast. I think even back in the 90s, I would record when I was using a 4-track still. I would do like sometimes like 3 or 4 songs in a day, So I've always been fast, and I think that's like also maybe I don't edit as much as other people, so but at the same time, like I think that's fine, because sometimes you're like really critical of something and you're like, God, that sucks, but then somebody else will hear it and they're like, that's like your best, that's your best song. Like
Totally.
like that happens so often, so I'm just like, okay, like but but I do still have things that I do that I never use. Like there's a lot of those actually, but those do suck. Like I can tell, like
I don't know.
no.
Yeah, I think you're hard on yourself. Like you have so many kind of genres that you do too. Like over the years, you've just, I don't know, you've grown so much as a musician. So like maybe because of that, like you can.
Yeah, I just love music.
Critical or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think personally.
But, well, the ones that I say suck, I just never really finish either. Like, I'm just like, I'm just not feeling it. So I'm like, do something else. I don't get attached. I don't get super attached to them. But I wanted to talk more about your new stuff, because I was going to bring that up, but you brought it up already. But are you releasing a full-length album, or is it an EP, or what's it going to be?
So I'm releasing an EP on December 9th. It's called Shy Passion. There's 5 songs. And actually tonight, the 3rd single, Trojan Heart, tonight at midnight, Trojan Heart comes out on all platforms. And yeah, that's the 3rd single, and the EP will be available digitally and as a cassette. So it's the first cassette I've ever made. I've always wanted to make a cassette because I'm an 80s baby.
Mm-hmm.
My first EP was a CD, and now I'm doing a cassette, and hopefully the next will be like a full-length vinyl. That's the dream.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
yeah.
Well, I've heard it all, right? You sent me the.
I'm pretty sure I sent you a link.
Yeah, and I really thought it was great. Like, and I'm not just saying that. Like, it's really good. And I can hear you've matured so much in like your songwriting and your. I mean, I always like the older stuff too. I mean, for those of you out there, me and Oli used to play in bands together. We were in a band together called Hema, and
Hemma.
Yeah.
For those of you.
Yeah.
Who are curious.
And then we were also in a band called The Fun. And I think somebody uses that name now. And I always thought that was a really good name.
That's such a good name.
But
somebody uses the name Hema, and I actually know them.
Oh, really?
It's so bizarre. Yeah, they're actually in Brooklyn.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Felicia. She's like really cool. You would love her.
Really?
And it's a duo, and oh my god, her partner's name is escaping me. Eric Gundel, I believe is his name. Felicia Douglas and Eric Gundel. They're incredible. Like, she also plays in the Dirty Projectors. They're really good friends with Nick County, my label partner, or Eric Gundel is. He played on his last album that he's still mixing. But yeah, Eric's very talented, and so is Felicia. They're amazing.
That's awesome.
Anyways, yeah, what a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, that's weird. Is it spelled the same way?
It's spelled the same way.
That is weird. And everybody always used to say Gemma.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, Hema. But no, but the new stuff, it sounds like it's got, I don't know, it just it sounds like you. Like, it really sounds like because I know the kind of music you like and the stuff that you always used to listen to, like when we were kids, basically. And like, you always had this love for like 80s soft rock and R&B and stuff like that. And it has elements. It has elements of that in there, but it also has like this synth pop vibe to it, and just like, it's really, really cool, and it sounds really good too. It's produced really, really well. And
thank you so much.
Did you record that with Rat?
So I have to shout out my producers, because they are so integral to making that record. Without them, there wouldn't be Shy Passion. And Shy Passion is Corey Perez and Rick Moon. And they are both like incredible musicians in their own right. I live for Rick Moon's music. Like, he has a bunch of albums on Spotify and all the platforms. He's so talented. So is Corey. I love them dearly. And we recorded mostly like at home, like here or at Rick's, and we mixed like 4 out of the 5 songs with Rat.
Wow.
I wish we would have recorded the vocals with Rat.
So in case you guys don't, sorry to interrupt, but I'm sure there's people out there that don't know who Rat is, but Rat is like a Miami legend. He's just this crazy dude that's been there forever, and he's awesome. And he's recorded basically everybody in Miami since the beginning of time. Like, he recorded us when we were kids. He recorded like everybody. It's crazy. But anyway, that's really cool. So when you worked with those guys, like as producers, like, were they like active producing? Like, were they like, no, do it again, like one more take?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God. Like, first of all, their ears are very acute and they're incredible singers.
Uh-huh.
Um, I've never worked with anybody who could sing like that or could harmonize that way. Um, they're hardcore students of like the Beatles and the Beach Boys, and you can hear a lot of that harmony work in Cottonwood, which is the fourth song on the EP. There's just a lot of like really amazing dynamics happening that it was all them for sure. Like they were very, very hands-on, and I mean, yeah, they created magic. They
That's
did
great.
all the magic. I wrote the songs and they basically took them and like they blossomed.
That's
in
really
their
cool.
hands. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever worked with like a real producer like that, you know?
You should try it. Oh my God. I wish like I think because you are already your own producer and you're incredible at what you do, and I'm your biggest fan, but I think like if you and like Rick Moon did something, it would be like crazy.
Yeah, I'd be interested. You know, the problem is finding the right fit. You know what I mean?
It's true.
You
You need
know,
the right fit.
yeah, but yeah, it's something that I would be interested in doing. You know, there's producers that I like, that I listen to music they've done, but I still know that they wouldn't be right for what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is too with me, which would make it so difficult, is like how I work. You know, I don't really plan song. I don't have like my extent of planning the song, by the time it's fully planned, it has a video and it's out on YouTube already. You know, like
Right.
like
Well,
so.
'cause you produce your own music.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really need a producer, and also the kind of music you're doing, well, currently, because like I think in the past you've done all kinds, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of very straightforward. You know, you have like about 6 tracks or something.
Yeah.
You know, and you just like,
Well, you know what's taken me a long time though is Rock From Home, like, because that I still have a full length of that still that I've been working on, and like I did that one single, Rock From Home, you know, that's like that's the song, and then that's been out for a while, and it's actually like my most played song on Spotify, probably because it has vocals. Like people tend to gravitate towards vocals more than they do instrumental music, but so I have a whole set of songs in that rock kind of grunge style with vocals, but that's taken me forever. Because it's much harder when you add vocals into the mix, in my opinion. I'm a musician where I can record a lot of tracks and do a lot of parts that I'm happy with on music. But as soon as I start trying to do vocals, it's like really hard to come up with stuff that I like. You know, and like
yeah.
I'll have an idea in my head, and then when I go to record it, I'm like, that is not at all how I imagined that would be sounding, you know, like, like
You have you've written some songs that I find vocal songs that have lyrics. I find incredibly catchy. Like the stuff from The Fun was like really, really catchy, but nope. Oh, actually, people can hear it if anyone's curious, like on Bandcamp.
yeah.
Justin has it on his demonic sweaters.
Anthillrecordings.bandcamp.com.
Oh,
Yep.
but then you did the other thing that like Red Ant or Ant Hill.
You mean
You just said
Lover?
What was that? I liked a lot too.
Yeah.
And then
Fire
the
Ant?
Other, yes.
Well, Fire Ant
That's what it was.
it's an album. Like I released that now as a Demonic Sweaters album, basically, just to put it all under one name.
Oh, okay.
But that one, that one's only available on Anthill Recordings right now. I got rid of a lot of the old stuff on the streaming services because there was just too much, and like I felt like if because Spotify was making those playlists, like those auto-generated playlists. And like there's some of those albums, like especially like the early Demonic Sweaters, like all electronic ones, I like them. They're cool, but they're really just all over the place and like not really focused, and so like I wasn't really liking what like having that be like if somebody goes on and listens to a Spotify mix, like maybe I wasn't liking like that it would pick one of these songs off of these like 4 or 5 early albums that I was like, so I got rid of all those early records and just got it more focused on there. But anyway, that one's still on Bandcamp. On Bandcamp. Sebastian says, I missed a couple comments here. He said, I think every other musician in using social media to promote their music. So if you don't use it, you're indeed putting yourself at a disadvantage. But focus is good too. Yeah, I mean, he's got a point. And then Sebastian says, my favorite stuff you've done is the Manasota stuff. It doesn't have vocals, but then again, I listen to everything. Oh, thank you. And Fire Ant, yes.
Yeah, that stuff is really good too. But definitely my favorite is Fire Ant. Like, killer.
Thanks. Yeah, there's a couple. That one's got a few vocal songs on it. Yeah. There's a couple. I think there's a few in this new set that kind of sound, along those lines a little bit. Like, I mean, it's definitely more rock, but it's just taken a long time because of the vocals, mainly.
Yeah, the vocals, I mean, we saved that for last. And I felt very challenged because I think I sing out of key just because I'm not like the best singer. But these guys were like, come on, do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again. Do it again. And like, Rick will like just be like, like you hear like, he'll be like, you do it like this, and I'll be like, I keep trying. Like sometimes I had a hard time. Like it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
To get it right.
Yeah, it's for me because I hadn't done vocals in so long when I was recording this stuff, and there's one song in particular that's like very screamy, where I'm like yelling a lot, and that was torture. Like I used to be able to do that so easy, but the first day I was trying to do it, I was like coughing like crazy. It took me 3 tries, like 3 different days of trying because I was coughing so much. And like it was just like making me choke and cough, and I just couldn't do it. And I was like, Jesus, how the hell do people do this?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been singing a lot lately, and I have to get back into doing like vocal warm-ups and exercises because it's kind of like a muscle. I mean, you got to work it every day to get better.
Yeah,
just
totally.
like anything else. And,
yeah.
We have a couple performances coming up. We're performing like at a drive-in thing December 4th.
Oh, cool.
In Miami. Yeah, it's exciting. It's like at a new hotel called Noxon on Biscayne. And I've been like practicing for that. And then we have another like live stream YouTube thing happening December, I don't remember, 15th maybe. But yeah. I gotta warm up the chops because I've just been focusing on so many other things, during quarantine, just like working on label stuff and like releases and also now like prepping these releases for the world and trying to just promote them organically, but
yeah. Is it going to be a full band when you do how are you going to do the live stuff?
It's gonna have some samples. So Rick and Corey will be joining me, and so we'll have like live bass. Like Corey will probably play the bass, and Rick will play like guitar, but not all the guitars because there's a lot of guitars on the album. And then I'll play the synth pads, and they'll do also like background harmonies, and then we'll have some other samples
like rhythmic tracks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool, I guess, in Miami because you can do the outdoor stuff all year round. Like I got to play one show this year outside, but now it's like getting too cold and crappy outside. So
yeah, that sucks. Like now is the time that we get to enjoy the outdoor weather because the rest of the year is disgusting and we just want to hibernate. Like in the summertime, like I cannot venture out.
It's so hot.
So gross. Yeah, and it just
and
puts
wet.
me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable. But now it's gorgeous. Like you can have your windows open and like you can go on long walks and
Yeah.
bike rides, and so it's beautiful now.
Winters in Florida are just amazing. They're like, it's some of the nicest weather like ever, basically. When I lived on the west coast of Florida, it was really nice because it's not quite as hot as Miami, like Tampa area, you know. Even in the summer, it's still hot, but it's not. It doesn't have that like intense mugginess that Miami has, so you can kind of still do stuff in the summer. I mean, it's still hot. If you're one of those people that can't take the heat, then it wouldn't be good. But
Yeah. I mean, most people can't take the heat down here. It's too much. It's unbearable.
I'll trade it. I'll trade you for the winter.
It's too depressing. Wintertime is
It's horrible.
sad.
I know.
I did it once in Chicago. No, I did it twice. Chicago, and then I did it in Paris. But like, I went through that seasonal depression thing, you know, for sure, because it was just
Oh yeah.
the sun going down early, the snow.
It was dark here yesterday at like 4:30.
Yeah.
Like 4:30 p.m. and it's dark. It's already getting dark right now. Look, like the sun's going down already. Yeah, it's crazy.
I know, it's crazy.
It's I don't know. I can't believe I've lasted here this long, honestly.
Where would you go next? Where would you move to?
Probably back to Florida, like Tampa Bay area.
You think
St.
your
Pete.
partner would come down to Tampa?
Yeah, it's just mostly logistics, work, and stuff like that. You know, we don't really have an attachment to New York, like other than that. You know, as far as, I mean, there are some things I like about here. You know, I like the people of New York City. You know, and just like, I feel like I can pretty much be myself and nobody would ever, you know, you don't have to worry about idiots, really. Like, I mean, not that there's not idiots here, but they're a different kind of, they're not ignorant idiots usually. They're just plain old idiots. Like, but like in Florida, you still have kind of some of that Southern mentality.
Yeah.
In some places.
Well, for sure in Tampa, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah, Tampa is like, it's weird. Well, St. Pete isn't quite as much of that as Tampa. Yeah, St. Pete's really nice. Like that's where I used to live, and it's a cool.
I really like it there.
Yeah, it's a cool little town. It's I've got some good friends there too.
I went through there, I don't know, a couple years ago to go to the warm springs. I don't know if you know about.
Yep.
These warm springs. Yeah, it's like pretty cool. I mean, it's like sulfur.
Mm-hmm.
It smells a little funky, but it's really good for you. It's nice.
There's some of those close to my mom's place in Inglewood that I've never actually gone to them. Warm mineral springs that are like.
There's a lot of springs.
Yeah.
In Florida, there's tons of them. They're beautiful. You have to go to like as many as you can because it's.
Yeah.
I saw an otter once at one.
Oh wow.
Otters are like the cutest.
Yeah, they are.
Little animals I've ever seen. I didn't even think they were real.
I know.
Yeah, it's insane.
They're in West Virginia too. There's a lot of otters.
Oh wow.
In West Virginia, and beavers. I remember one time I was swimming in this. There's this place in West Virginia called Blue Hole, and it's like this. You have to go out in this abandoned area, like bridge, and it's like super dangerous. The road's like falling off a cliff, and there's this closed down bridge that we would go over. But you get out there, and it's this like amazing swimming hole. And one time I was out there with my friend Dave, and we're swimming. And a beaver goes, like, flaps by my face, and, like, its tail's, like, flapping by my face.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I think I would just freak out.
I think they're friendly. They don't bother you.
Yeah, but still. I'm getting a knock at the door.
Are you?
Yeah. Is there, like, music we can play?
Yeah, you want, well, why don't we play one of your songs? I can play your, I can do it.
Can you play the video?
Yeah, well, yeah, can I? Yeah, I think so. Let's see, let me find it.
That's a cool intermission-ish thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think I can do this. I'll just have to, I know the audio will play, but, okay, that's the audio. Let me capture the video, and let's see if that'll work. How can this work? Capture. Let's see. Window capture. Here we go.
I'm gonna just open the door real quick.
Okay, go ahead. While I'm figuring this out.
I'm coming.
Okay, there it is. So this may be a little weird as far as I'm going to try to get it lined up right, but as far as the picture goes, but we'll see. So I'm going to mute my mic and then I'll play this video. This is Ollie's new song, Waiting Around.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm playing the video now.
Oh, awesome.
Waiting around for you is a painful thing to do, but you make me wait, and I don't know what to do. Listening
Can they hear our
to the
audio?
sounds of my beating heart, wondering if you'll come around. You wanna hold on to me. At the same time, blow a fuse. You wanna hold on to me. If it's only pain, what's the use? Waiting around for you is a painful thing to do, but you make me wait, and I don't know what to do. Listening to the sounds of my beating heart, wondering if you come around. You wanna hold on to me. At the same time, blow a fuse. You wanna hold on to me. If it's only pain, what's the use? Waiting around for you is a painful thing to do, but you make me wait, and I don't know what to do. Listening to the sounds of my beating heart, wondering if you come around. Waiting around for you is a painful thing to do. Waiting around for you is a painful thing to do. In the darkness, you can hear my heart. In the darkness, you can hear my heart. In the darkness, you can hear my heart. In the darkness, you can hear my heart.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh shoot, I cut it off. Wait, did I? No, I didn't.
Oh.
I'm getting confused because I am seeing the stream, which is a few minutes behind. How do I stop the other video? There we go. Okay. So yeah, that was Ollie's new video, Waiting Around. And I think
Thanks.
your audio's back. Yeah, there you are.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
I can turn it up. I don't know if it's at the same level.
It's good.
Okay.
But that was great. I mean, the song is so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
What about that video? Tell us about the video. It's really cool too. It reminds me of some kind of, I said this before, like you always feel like something is like gonna happen almost in the video. Like
I don't know, that video just came to me. It's just one of those things that like I envisioned, and this doesn't come often, like, or this doesn't happen often to me. Like I don't have any other music videos. I guess I've never even thought about making one, but we've been working on videos for some of our other artists. Like Rick Moon has a video for his song Cracker Jack, which if you haven't seen, like, you should definitely check it out. And it was directed by Nick County, and I produced it. Well, I mean, I was kind of just helping with everything else, like all the logistics and stuff. And that video is incredible. And I guess I've just been thinking so much more of like the visual language of music videos, and how I really wanted Waiting Around as a song to have this like grander meaning. And the meaning for me, as I was interpreting it, was women when they're younger and growing up, like there's just this huge desire for the other, and it can be manifested in like so many ways. Like romance are the obvious ones, like, you know, boyfriends, but there's like unknowns that you just also desire for, whether those are like ghosts or things you just don't know, like wanting to conjure spirits, and then the whole thing of menstruation and like wanting to be a woman, and all those feelings happening kind of all at once, and you're waiting around for like life to basically happen to you, sort of. And it was an amalgamation of like my childhood and other pieces of my life that inspired it. Like there's a lot of moments in it, like the blood on the foot is a direct inspiration from one of my really good friends. Hugo Montoya took a photo of like his girlfriend at the time, like blood on her foot. I don't know like the whole story behind that photograph, but I just never forgot that image, and it was kind of just embedded in my psyche. And I loved it, and I wanted that to be part of this story, because when you go through menstruation as a young girl, it's such a big deal. Like, you know it's coming, they're warning you, like you're waiting, and then like, you know, 5th period drama class, like boom, or whatever. I mean, this is like Western world talk, but like, or my kind of talk, but like, yeah, like that's how it was maybe for me. But yeah, just being a woman and like waiting for like life to kind of happen, expectations of like mystery and mysticism too.
Yeah, well, that's really cool. It's interesting how a lot of girls, when they're young, they have that like interest in Ouija boards and, you know, seances and stuff like that. I mean, not that boys aren't into that either. I mean, I was always interested in the paranormal and stuff, but I think yeah, it's almost seems like a lot of girls especially are interested in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that when they're young, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it continues for most people. I think like I'm always interested in the unknown. I mean,
I've always loved that stuff.
Yeah, like whatever phenomenons we can talk about, like, yeah, I'm into it. Like, let's do it. But I guess as a child, like, and being Mexican, we're grown to believe that we are surrounded by ghosts.
Yeah.
And like, my family always told me, like, you know, your grandmother's here watching over you. Like when she passed away, you know, like her spirit's around, like she's watching you, she's protecting you. And like, you're made to believe like there's all these other spirits roaming the earth with you. And like we would have like an altar for my grandmother and have like food for her and like a cigarette and like, because she loved to smoke, and so she could have in the afterlife. And so when you grow up believing these things, like of course you're gonna like, I never got to play on a Ouija board, or like I don't think I've ever really done a seance, but the other things that the girls are doing in the video, I mean, they're just like a series of rituals,
Yeah.
One where like she's got her hands over the head and she's doing this, like that's one that's called crack an egg on your head.
I've never heard of that one. What's that one
It's-
supposed to do?
It's creepy. It's a chant, and I'll just tell it to you. Crack an egg on your head, feel the yolk drip down, feel the yolk drip down, feel the yolk drip down. Stab needles in your back, feel the blood run down, feel the blood run
Jesus.
down. The person who's getting the needles in their back has their eyes closed, like in the video, and the person's behind them and doing the thing, and kind of just getting them in a trance.
Yeah.
And at the end, like they basically have like a really short monologue. The person's eyes are still closed, and the person's telling them like, you're standing on the top of a tall building. You're swaying back and forth in the wind. It would be horrible to fall.
So it's like
There's
a hypnotism
footsteps
almost.
coming. Yeah, it's super like creepy. But we loved doing it, to each other. It was like that, and
I've heard that light as a feather, stiff as a board thing works. Like so many people has said that actually works.
They are doing that also in the video. I've never had it work for me, but I think I've only tried it one time. So
Now, see, Ouija boards, I do have experience with those, and I do not recommend using a Ouija board under any circumstance. It's not
I
good.
haven't
Like,
done
you
it.
hear so many bad stories about them. Like, some of them are really bad. Like, there's some really, really bad stories. And, but me and, I don't even want to get into it. I think I told the story on here before. Maybe. It's it's a really messed up. But you remember Tony, my friend from there? We did it, and we had a really terrifying experience.
were you on drugs?
No,
though?
well, like weed,
Because
but
you were always on drugs.
yeah, but it wasn't like we weren't like out of our minds. Like it was, and some information came through that neither of us even knew that was 100% true, and it was really really creepy, like really messed up. And this is really screwed up too. Not to get on the creepy side of things, but
Yeah, we love creepy. Keep
Ouija
going.
boards. So I watched this, and I watched I was watching ID channel, that true crime network. Like, so I
No,
was
but
watching.
go ahead.
Well, there's like this true crime channel called ID, Investigation Discovery, and there was this show. It was like a movie, I think, or it was a several part show called I think it was called the Lake Erie Murders. And it was about all these, actually, it was almost too disturbing. Like, it actually kind of really messed me up. Like, after watching that whole thing, I was like, I was like, I can't watch true crime for a while because it was just.
True crime will fuck you up.
This
I
one
don't know if I
especially
can say
was
bad words, but-
was bad. This one especially because it was like a lot of kids, like stuff happening to
No,
kids.
yeah, it's
And so, but anyway, this one girl who had, I don't want to get into total details of it, but she had disappeared and ended up that she was murdered. 2 days before that happened, her and her friend were playing with a Ouija board. And this is not a paranormal show. Her friend actually said this on the show. She was like, they were playing with a Ouija board, and they asked her friend, the one that disappeared and was killed, asked, when will she die? And it said soon.
ooh.
It's messed up, right? And they never caught the guy. They never caught who did it to her. And they had
Yeah.
all these suspects, and like all of them fell through. Like all this weird. It's a really weird story. Like all of it was really bizarre, and it was really disturbing, and the whole thing is just messed up. I mean,
I would never ask that to a Ouija board.
no,
first of all.
absolutely
Like,
not. Yeah,
I think that's like my number one tip for today. Like, don't ask a Ouija board.
just
when you're
don't
gonna
mess
die.
with them. Just there's something weird about that thing, and you hear so many stories like that, you know, like
Yeah.
so many just dark. It's never good. It's never like, oh yeah, it told me I was going to win the lottery and then I won the lottery. You know, it's never stuff like that. It's always bad.
Yeah. I've never played on one. I think it might be too late at this point. I don't know. I've never even done Bloody Mary, which is the other ritual we
That
do in the
one-
video.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that either. Hold on
yeah,
real
I
quick.
guess it's
Sebastian
just
says
safe.
he's got to go. And also he said he really liked your video. It has a bit of a horror movie vibe.
Oh, thank you so much, Sebastian. That's awesome.
Bye, Sebastian. Okay, so
Bye.
sorry about that. The Bloody Mary
Oh,
thing.
that's cool.
That one used to scare me a lot when I was a kid, and I never tried it because it scared me a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, I think like the mirror, elements, and it's,
Yeah. Though I'm not
Symbol.
afraid to try to get EVPs. I actually tried that in a video on my channel here not that long ago for Halloween.
what's EVP?
Electronic voice phenomena.
Okay.
So I was unsuccessful in my attempt, but I'm going to try it again. I have a analog tape recorder that I'm going to try to do it with, but I have to find a good location before I go.
So how would it work though?
Well,
Like
basically, you just record, air, and you ask questions.
through a mic?
Yeah, on a tape recorder or something.
Okay.
And you just ask questions, and then some people get responses of when there's nobody there. When they go back and they listen to the tape, some people get, to varying degrees, sometimes it could be noise or whatever, but some of them are pretty damn clear and pretty strange.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried that. Because I guess once you start opening certain boxes, you can't go back, right? I don't know.
People say that. I don't know. I mean, otherwise, maybe to some extent, but as long as you're not inviting, I think the worst thing you can do, what really lets in those dark spirits, are like, if you're like messed up on drugs and, you're like out of your, you can get weakened by like having, your system put down by substances, and if your psyche's
Yeah.
weakened that way, they can, I feel like that I was absolutely attached by something in probably 1998 or 99 or something like that. And
Just after we dated or something?
no,
Or
it was
that like
it was actually, I don't know if you remember, it might have been before I met you, actually. It might have been earlier than that. It might have been like 96. But I went to see this free jazz concert of
Are
Abby.
you pinpointing the moment that you
Absolutely.
got
I
attached?
know. It's so
Holy
weird because I totally felt it happen.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and like it was really messed up, and it lasted for years. But anyway,
No
I was
way.
yeah, I was going to this concert. I had a friend, I can't remember her name. She lived in Hollywood by me. It was when I lived in Hollywood, and we used to just run around and do stuff. She was never like, we were never a relationship or anything, but it was just like she was just this girl that lived close by, and we just like ran around and did things. And so we went to see this jazz. It was Abby Rader, who used to play occasionally with Sun Ra, and Dave Liebman,
Wow.
who played with Miles Davis in the 1970s. And they were doing a duo, like free improvisational thing. And before we went there, we stopped at her friend's apartment, who was like kind of this hippie girl, and she had some hash, and we smoked some hash with her hippie friend. And right at that moment, I felt something really dark, and I feel like, I don't know if it was like from the hash or like afterwards. No, I felt like it started there, but then when we went to the concert, it got really strong from the music, like from this crazy free jazz that those guys were playing. It amplified it. It made
Activated it.
yeah, it was and like I swear it lasted years. It was like causing thoughts that I couldn't control, and like just all this like crazy stuff.
Wow.
It took
I
a
had no
really long
idea.
time. Yeah, it took a really long time to make that. Eventually, it just sort of faded, but it was scary.
Well, you you've taken like great measures to take control of your health and life, right? I mean, you're not doing any drugs or drinking anymore.
No. But, there's only so much you can do. You
Right,
can't,
but that's part of it. I think like when you remove like these elements,
Exactly. I mean, that's what I was trying to say. When you're like, it was the hash, Like, I think
Yeah.
like certain things weaken your resistance to those types
Yeah.
of things. Like, you could see, like, you ever get around a bunch of drunk people and they just look like demons?
yeah, and they smell really bad.
Yeah. Like,
For me, like the odor of like people that are drinking is unbearable.
ugh.
When you're not
So
drinking,
gross.
obviously, because
Yeah.
when you're drinking, like you don't notice. But
Yeah.
like, it's insane how much of a deterrent just the smell is, because it's like just billowing, like disgusting.
And the way that, I don't know, they just have this crazed look, they're just like, ah.
Yeah, that's definitely been me on many, many occasions, but I've definitely tried to cut back.
Like, I don't know. I used to play this gig in Tampa. I was like playing with this R&B group, and we used to play at this blues club from like midnight until like 4 a.m. Like, it was torturous, because it was so late, but people would get so messed up in that place. And it was like, I used to feel like that because I was sober then too. I used to feel like I was like playing for this like house of demons. Like, it was,
Oh my God. That's kind of frightening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be really freaked out.
yeah.
But I don't know. The nightlife is very like dangerous in that way, though. It's just like I'm kind of grateful that now I don't really. Well, first of all, there's nothing to like go to, but
yeah.
at least that like I've recognized that element in me. Like I have like a little party monster, and like
Well, I was going to
have
say
to
that's part of the
control it.
attraction, is the danger is part of the attraction.
Yeah.
It's a rush.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm older now too, so it's like.
Yeah. I mean, it comes with age, like where you just you're like not interested anymore. You're like,
Exactly. Before I was like mega interested. I just
Yeah.
wanted to know everything about everything.
yeah.
Just an adventurous spirit.
And
I mean, I remember we took acid and we walked around your neighborhood. I
yeah.
don't know. I think we even snuck into somebody's pool.
Oh,
Didn't
we used to do that all the time. We used to go,
have, like-
we used to do swimming pool, not just people's, but like there was that hotel we would go to. It was like
I don't remember.
there was like some hotel that had a pool, and we would sneak in there all the time. And then like,
Maybe not with me though.
yeah, it was with you.
Oh my God. I have the worst
100%.
memory.
Yeah, I mean, there was all kinds of stuff like that we would do. There was like one, what was it called? Venetian Gardens?
No, the Venetian pool.
Venetian Pool, yeah.
Wait, did we sneak in there too?
Yes, yeah.
Wow, because my only memory of sneaking in was like, oh, it must have been because of that. Yeah, because I brought people there in the early 2000s, but I must have gotten that idea from that other time, which I don't remember because I do too many drugs.
Yeah, we used to go in there, like, it'd be like 3 a.m. We'd go in there and like go swimming.
Ugh.
Then I remember one time me and you, like, we set up, it was like cold or something. So we set up all these bright lamps in my cottage and like set up these beach chairs and like played like beach music and like pretended like we were at the beach.
What? I don't remember that at all. I mean, I know we were very silly. A lot of
Uh-oh.
silly things.
You cut out for a second.
Oh my God. But yeah, thanks for those memories. It's hard
I
to
can't believe you don't remember
all
that.
those. No.
Jeez, your
Well,
memory's
My
not.
memory stinks.
Yeah, you gotta work on that. Get yourself some ginkgo biloba.
I should, because I don't do anything from memory. Like I'm kind of just losing it. Could you imagine like in 20 years from now or 10 years, I'm gonna be a hot mess.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
I think that's why I took so many photos, like because I wanted to make sure I remembered, and I think that was a way I knew I could document my life, and it could help me like map it out.
I really
know?
didn't start forgetting things until I started taking pharmaceuticals. And then there was like a whole year that I forgot, basically, from Xanax. Like Xanax is like a memory eraser.
Exactly. That's what I took, Xanax at that age, like in my like just out of high school, even in high school, we took Rofenols.
Jeez, that's roofie.
Yeah, roofies. So like that's why my memory stinks. Because,
that'll do it.
Yeah. I had a lot of bad influences. But I liked it. I mean, you know, like, what are you going to do? Like, you didn't have to sneak it into my drink. I'd just be like, give it to me.
Yeah.
You know, I was a bad girl, though. So I'm a good girl now. Sort of.
Sorta.
Sorta.
No, you were never that bad. I always felt like I was bad, but you were like the one that being corrupted.
I was the angel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think we were equally corruptive because I remember when we started getting ecstasy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started that. I was like,
did you?
My friend had it, and I was buying in bundles so we could have like little parties. Remember?
I thought the first time I tried it was with Tony.
Was it?
I think so.
Huh. That's fucked up then.
I don't know. I could be wrong. That is kind of blurry back then.
With Tony.
That is a bit blurry back then.
I mean, it's hard to remember so far in the past for
Yeah.
me. Like, I have a couple memories here and there, but now that you mentioned the Venetian pool, like it's kind of coming back to me, but not really. Like a little, but it's like fuzzy. I have to work on that.
Well, maybe just, you know, concentrate on the ones that are you have now and try to keep those.
Yeah. I definitely, it's a battle to be present. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, especially today, you know, there's so much negativity in the world. It takes real work.
But it's more than that. It's distractions. Like it's really hard to be present
Yeah.
with all the modern day distractions like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
And just being connected 24/7 and just being tethered, you know, constantly.
Yeah. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back.
Are we gonna keep going?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Play another song.
Yeah, I'll play a song. And then, actually, I have to go too bad. Can you pick it? I'll be right back.
How do I play it?
I don't know. I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know how I will do this, but let's see. Okay, I can share screen. I have no idea. Sorry for anybody who's watching. I don't think my computer has enough power. Let's see. Oh, I should just do it from YouTube, right? Since we're talking about YouTube and we're on YouTube. Wait, does that make sense? I'm gonna talk this out because where am I? Daddy's Robe is the second single from my, I don't know if I can play the audio from my computer. I don't think so. Let's see if I share. Share screen. Share Daddy's Robe. Let me click on it. I have no clue if you can hear that. Okay, well, that's cool because, like, if I shared my screen, like, I don't know if
Okay.
you guys can hear my audio.
All right, I'm
Right?
back. I don't know. Sorry to leave you like that, but I was like, I drank this huge cup of coffee, and I was like basically gonna pee my pants, so I had to run off.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. I just don't think I can share the audio from my computer. Like, I can share my vocal because it's going through that, but then to route it to the
Yeah.
music.
There's probably a way, but it's probably some weird thing you have to do. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That
well,
we don't
I
have
can
time
give
to
you
figure
the
out right
link.
now. Okay.
I can give you this link and you can play it through. I'll give it to you in the chat.
All right.
Oh shit, I am sharing the screen
Yeah.
on the thing. I
Yeah.
just saw it.
So
That's cool.
hopefully you didn't like pull Pornhub up there or anything.
No, I just put the single that I was gonna play, Daddy's Robe. I was just about to talk about. That's the second single of Shy Passion, my EP, and yeah, that's the artwork.
I didn't.
And you didn't get it in the chat?
No. Which chat?
Oh, in the
In
the
Skype? Oh, okay. Let me look. I was looking at the video
Press
chat.
Enter, actually.
Um,
It's an emoji. Hold, my bad. I was putting it in the wrong.
There it is. Okay, let's open that. Okay. No, that's not what I want. Everybody can see all this stuff.
Can they?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's all right. So this one, I'll just play the audio.
And I will turn off my mic.
Okay, me too.
Three vendors in a row, cussing, fighting, and putting on a show. Listening to the words in my head, wishing I were dead. Each time you break my heart, you come back with a needle and a thread to make amends. But you don't know how so. Tearing up your daddy's road, way past midnight and no doubt don't. No signs of life, but you'll have another round with the guy. Each time you break my heart, you come back with a needle and a thread to make amends. But you don't know how so.
That was great. Yeah, the audio was playing for the song. I love those songs. They're so good. They're like,
Thank you.
is it wrong to say it reminds me a little bit of Fleetwood Mac for some reason?
Oh my God. I don't believe that's true, but I love that. So
Like-
thanks.
Like, not really, but it has like, I don't know, there's something like almost like the songs that like Lindsay and Christy would do like together, you know?
Christy McVeigh is like my top 5. Like, I love her so much. Like, her songs.
They were just such a good
Fleetwood Mac
band.
are so killer.
Yeah.
I haven't delved in too much to her solo stuff because the stuff I heard I wasn't like crazy for, but I got to revisit because she's an incredible songwriter.
Her and Lindsay released an album like 2 or 3 years ago together.
What?
That's really good.
No.
Like, surprisingly, like, you'd be like, oh, these guys are old, they're just doing whatever. But no, it's like legit great songs. Like,
I'll check it out.
yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, it sounds like, you know, them. It sounds like Fleetwood Mac, like classic. And I think even some of the other members played on it. You know, I think Mick
Wow.
Fleetwood's on it in moments and stuff. You know, it's really good. Lindsay's another one. He's just been consistently great for so long.
Yeah. You sent me one of his songs like the other day and I was like, I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some really cool solo stuff. I just love that sound. Like, his guitar sound is sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
He plays a weird guitar. He plays
Yeah.
like it's like a acoustic sort of classical thing, like
Yeah.
but electric, and he plays it through like distortion. Like, it's kind of a weird. It's a weird guitar, and he's got a weird style too, the way he plays.
This song, Daddy's Robe, it is sonically inspired by it has a very specific palette, and like, I think when I tell you, you're gonna be like, aha. The Grateful Dead, the song is Touch of Grey.
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, I
Yep.
love the guitars in that song.
Uh-huh.
So, and the melody. So that was a huge inspiration for this. And
I could hear that now.
also,
Yep.
The other one is, you're gonna be like, okay, Moody Blues. Oh my God, I just lost the title. Because I have terrible.
I know which one you're talking about, and I can't think of the title either. Like, I know what you're talking about, though.
I'll tell you right now because I'm so used to computers giving me the answer for everything. Your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, you know, both of those bands, you know, kind of Fleetwood Mac contemporaries, you know.
Yeah. The sound too, like the very 80s sound.
Yeah.
Because like, these are bands that were like incredible in the 70s, but like,
Yeah.
then the 80s came around and they kind of adapted.
Mm-hmm. Grateful
sort of.
Dead really only did that one song. That was like the only.
I freaking love that song.
Yeah, it's a good song. Actually, that whole album's good. I mean, I love I talk about that on the last stream. I actually love the Grateful Dead. I think they're an awesome band.
Yeah, they're incredible. I've been listening to them like in the last couple years, so I have a growing admiration for them for sure.
Did you ever read Mickey Hart's book called "Drumming at the Edge of Magic"?
Nope.
It's a
But
really
I bet you did.
it's a really good read. Really good. It's like, it's about drums, but it's also like an autobiography and about the Grateful Dead. It's just really cool. Like, it's like one of my favorite books. It's really good. It made me really, really love that band more than I did, like, to begin with. Like, it's like, I don't know. You read all his stories, and he's got such a cool attitude too. He's just such a cool guy, you know.
Yeah. I love when you like a band and like they're more charming as you get to know them,
Yeah.
you know. So the third influence for that song is Cyndi Lauper's cover of Prince's "When You Were Mine."
Do I know that song?
It's a song I've been obsessed with since I heard it from the very moment, which was like much younger. Um, I kill that song just kills me, especially Cyndi Lauper's version because her vocal abilities are just like amazing.
I'm gonna have to.
She's just so cool too.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen to that. I probably have heard it, but I just can't think of which one it is.
Oh, it's so good.
Prince was an excellent songwriter.
Oh my God, yes. I was just listening to one of his biggest hits, like Nothing Compares to You,
Yep.
last night.
Sinead
and, like,
O'Connor.
weeping.
Yeah.
You know, like it still has so much emotion.
Yeah.
Even like decades and decades later, it's so crushing. Like, oh God.
I mean, I loved when Prince did his own stuff, but some of the when other people would do his music, sometimes it was like just as good, you know, or like, because like the Bangles, you know, Manic Monday, that's Prince.
Oh
He
my
wrote that
God,
song.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an incredible songwriter. He's definitely a top 5.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. He's got like a vault of shit too that like nobody's ever heard. You know, apparently
Yes.
he has like hours
Yes.
and hours and hours of music that he just, because he lived in a studio and he just record all the
Yes.
time.
You imagine, like, that's so sickening, like the amount of stuff you can make. But yeah, and he's a perfectionist too, so a lot
Yeah.
of it stayed in the vault.
Yeah. There was his last, I think it was his last albums before he died. It was like 2. There was like it wasn't a double album, but there were 2 that came out the same year. And those were both really good. And they were one of them was really like rock, like, but it was really good. And the band he had was incredible. Like, he had such good musicians playing with him.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I mean, he has a lot of music out there.
The thing is like, he never, like, I heard somebody talk who, you know, I forget where I heard this. It was somebody who knew him, said that, you know, after he made it really big and had these really huge successful hits and made a bunch of money, he just didn't care if he had other hits. So he would just do what he wanted, basically. You know, he would record whatever he felt like. He wasn't concerned with making giant albums anymore, because he just wasn't. You know, he just wanted to make the music he wanted to make, like he wanted to make it, basically.
Yeah. Sorry, for a second I thought I was glitching, but I think it's fine.
That's all right.
So I kind of missed what you said, but I kind of got the gist of it.
Just talking
Yeah.
about how Prince basically did what he wanted after he had all the
Yeah,
big hits. He just
he
didn't
could.
care. Yeah, he didn't care if
He
it
had
was.
the clout. It
yeah.
didn't matter. And the star power, you
Yeah.
know? He's a freaking star.
Yeah. He was
On
probably
top of being so talented.
also, you know, like everybody talks about like, you know, gender fluid, gender neutral, non-binary, all this stuff now. Prince was all that, like, all the way back in the 80s,
Yeah.
you know? He always said that he was, you know, he didn't conform to a gender.
That's cool to
Yeah.
be that way so early on and to be open about it, because society really kind of makes you feel ashamed,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
for
totally.
not following in the norm. So that's like incredible to do that in the 80s.
It's so
So
weird
early.
that like just how clothes can like it's just clothes, you know, like if you like, I mean, it's a lot less than it was, but I mean, I've done like drag stuff, you know, on my channel, and like some of the comments that I've had to delete, you know, are like,
Huh?
it's crazy, you know, you're like, it's like, dude, it's just clothes. Like,
Well, I think because you probably come across as like a very like hetero guy, and then then you get like this other, it's like a brand, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's Demonic Sweaters brand? Like, you know, music, gear, and drag. People probably like, oh shit. Like,
surprise.
they probably weren't expecting it, and you probably like have to hold their hand in order to like be like, hey guys, and now we're gonna do
Well, it's almost better that way.
you know, like, huh?
It's almost better that way, you know.
No, it's cool. I think it's awesome. I'm happy for you. You know, that you know, you figured out your shit and like you're enjoying it, because that's important. Life's too short, you know.
Exactly. Life is very short. It's so short. It's crazy. Like, the older you get, the like more you realize how freaking short it is, you know, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
time goes by faster and faster the older you get too, which sucks.
Yeah. I can just echo that statement. Time is definitely flying. Like, I have nephews, which I've mentioned, which I should, I didn't get to mention that my nephew Tristan worked on Waiting Around with me, and
Oh, cool.
he's like an adult, basically, you know. He's 20 years old. He's like super talented. He's going to film school, and him and his friend from film school also worked on this video. And but my point to that was that when you have children, which I do not, but I have them vicariously through my sister, my brother, is that's when you realize like time, like with them, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And friends who have children, it's like, my kid's 1 year old, and I'm like, oh my God, and I haven't seen you in 1 year because I haven't met your child.
Yeah.
Like, I feel horrible. But,
I mean, I have friends that I hadn't seen so long that their kids are like full grown driving, you know, they're like, like it's so weird, you know?
Yeah, it is. It's wild.
It's really weird. And I have some young kids that watch my channel sometimes, and like I talk to them, and it's really cool. But it's everybody says this when you're young. They're like, "Oh, enjoy it. It's gonna go so fast." And like,
No, everybody told me that too.
I know, and everybody says that, but it's like it's crazy how fast it goes, and then you get older, and you're like, "Yep, they were right."
In the moment, you know, when you're young, like, it's just, you feel so, I don't know, powerful or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is endless.
That's why you shouldn't waste it on bullshit. You know, like,
Yes.
don't waste it
Doing
on
drugs.
drugs, like, or like just doing getting caught up in dramas. You know, like how kids get caught up in like these bullshit dramas that are so dumb, they don't make any sense, and like nobody's gonna win anyways. Like, it's just
It's hard to see that in the moment. It's hard to like see outside yourself. It's hard to have self-awareness
yeah,
at that age, you know? It's like hard to see the big picture
yeah,
because that really takes maturity, you know, which you don't have,
yeah.
which you gain now with the old, like us old timers, you know? Like, we got that shit on lock. You know, what's next? I don't know, but I'm ready, I think.
I mean, really, you just have to enjoy what you're doing, you know, like how you're spending your day and the moments of your day. That's really all there is to it. It's nothing complicated, you know. Find enjoyment.
And be grateful.
Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely. Yeah.
a huge part of enjoying.
Well, I think if you're grateful, they both kind of help each other. Like if you're grateful for things, then you tend to enjoy things a little more. And if you're enjoying yourself, then you tend to be more grateful.
Yeah.
It's like they kind of work together, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm very thankful just the fact that we were born in the United States gives us so many opportunities that so many people don't have, you know?
Yeah. I'm super grateful not to be like a child soldier somewhere in
I know.
like a third world
It's
country.
insane.
Or like drinking out of a like dirty, toxic creek.
Yeah,
and
like-
getting diarrhea
Ugh.
or always having diarrhea and like, you know, whatever. Like there's so much shit we should be grateful for sure. Like
Totally.
definitely.
I
I'm not
mean-
like in a labor camp, you know.
I know. I mean, not like it's perfect here, but we have a lot of opportunities and a lot of comforts that other
lot of-
people just don't have.
Yeah, we're able to pursue happiness, really, truly.
Yeah.
You know? And that's amazing. Like, yeah.
And even with the pandemic, you know, people just need to, I don't know. I mean, I know it's really tough. Sometimes I'm like, you know, I'm just thinking about, you know, you go down that, you get those thoughts and you're like, this is like this thing that's happening worldwide. It's such a heavy thing, you know,
Yeah.
to think about that. And you're just like, man, how are we going to turn this around? How are people going to start acting normal again, you know?
Yeah, the pandemic is definitely a bad trip. I I mean, because I think we're both musicians, I think, or artists or people who like to craft, I feel like it's a little easier to be indoors and home a lot.
Yeah.
Like for me, I mean, I could go days without seeing people. Like I'm such a weirdo. Like I don't need a lot of engagement, but I like it. I mean, I
Yeah.
enjoy it. But I could also just like hibernate and hermit style, stay at home and make things because I enjoy it so much and it brings me like true happiness, I think,
Yeah.
to know I'm like making something. I have like a purpose or I'm gonna leave this world and there's gonna be something left,
Yeah.
you know. Even because I'm not having children, so it's like you don't leave a legacy if you don't have children or if you don't make art or some type of thing that's tangible.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then you start thinking, does that even matter? You know?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't.
I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
But it
Those
makes
are the thoughts
my
I
life
have,
go
though.
by.
Those are the
No, I
thoughts
mean,
I have, though.
absolutely. Like, I mean, I wish I could be at peace with nothingness, but it's not really there for me yet. Or
Yeah.
I don't know if you're meditating or like what.
Sorta. I mean, I have a ritual that I do every day, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, I meditate occasionally, not as much as I used to. You know, I took the transcendental meditation course, and I've talked about that before. But I do that sometimes, even though they say you're supposed to do it like every day. But I don't these days. But I have my own. I have my own thing, you know, which I think is important. Like, I think it's important to come up with your own. What works for you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if like it's something that is well known, you know, that other people do that works for you, that's fine, you know. But whatever works for you is what you should do, you know. But yeah, I mean, it's weird. I mean, I pretty much have always, you know, I've been doing stuff like this before the pandemic, you know, but now I just am doing it more. And leaving the house less. And I do go a little bit crazy sometimes, you know, just because here my apartment is so small, for one. And New York City, you really can't go any place that's peaceful, really.
Or without like a lot of people.
Yeah, there's like 8
like-
billion people everywhere.
Yeah, there's people everywhere there.
Although since the pandemic, it's been a little bit better. I mean, like, especially when it was like just starting, like it was crazy. I remember going down to Brooklyn Bridge Park a couple of times and it was like a ghost town. And I was like, oh my God, I've never seen it. This is the greatest it's ever been, you know, like, but.
It's the apocalypse, but isn't it great?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of what I felt, but,
oh man.
but now, I mean, me and Victor we went out to get a hot pot like last weekend and it was like crowded. We were inside too, like at a restaurant. And like there was like a bunch of people there, and
yeah,
you know, we're just, I mean, people think that, you know, I don't know, you see what you see on the news and what you see people arguing about on social media it's not really reality a lot of the times. You know, like if you go outside and actually do stuff, you don't really see, like, I'll see videos and like New York is a wasteland and it's falling apart and it's chaos, and then I'll go to like, you know, I'll see that in a video, you know, on YouTube. And then I'll go to like Prospect Park and there's like kids playing and it's like peaceful and beautiful.
Yeah,
and there's like
of course.
people out having fun and everybody's talking. And like this is not at all. Like if you just watch social media, then like you think that we're in the midst of like the most horrible time on earth, you know, which there's still a lot of goodness out there. Like if you just go out or even inside, you know, and you look for it.
yeah.
know.
There's always fear mongering. I don't know.
Yeah.
To
It's,
get people to follow like a certain whatever like ideology, maybe. I think they use that.
yeah, I think, or maybe it's just because of
Probably.
money. You know, maybe it's just for people to make money. I mean, I don't know. who knows what it all. The thing is that, you know, what really bothers me, I think, not to get political, but and this may be one of the least important things to a lot of people, but what really bothers me about Trump, one of the biggest things, is that he took conspiracy theories away from me. Like, now, if you start talking about any conspiracies, you're lumped in with these fucking Trump people. You know, like, if you like,
These conspiracy theories are incredible too. Like they're so over the top.
yeah, but it's like, I don't, you know, like, I want to take those back, like, to like people that are
Those
like,
back.
you know, people that are like left of center and like not some
God.
billionaire who used to host a reality TV show, like talking about conspiracy theories. Like, I don't know, like, because then, you know,
You remind me of like the 90s when like grunge went big. You're like, no, that was for us.
Yeah.
That wasn't for everyone. Like that was just for a small section of society
Yeah.
in the underground. No.
well, because now if you say like, well, maybe there is some ulterior, you know, maybe there is some cabal of group of people that are controlling everything in society and want people to do certain things. But as soon as you start saying that, they're gonna be like, okay, Trumper, you know, like,
Yeah.
so that sucks,
Over.
you know, like,
Over.
because it
Just
still
over.
could be that, you know, just because Trump says stuff like that doesn't mean that those things might not be happening, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wild times we're living in.
Yeah. Who knows? But anyway, maybe we should call it. It's been an hour and 41 minutes.
So, yes. I didn't think it was going to go this long. But it's been very casual and I've enjoyed myself.
It's almost kind of fun to go even like to the marathon length ones to
Yes.
see where it goes. But it's weird. There's not a lot of people chatting today. Usually I get a lot more people here. I guess, I don't know what happened.
They were like, who's that bitch? I ain't trying to get a piece of that. No, I'm
You'd
just
think
kidding.
that would actually attract more people, but I don't know. Anyway, they'll watch it. Sometimes they get views after the fact. You know.
Yes. Just plug my stuff in on the comments or something. or
Definitely
the-
in the description and yeah, comments for sure. And
Cool.
anyway, let's do this again sometime. Maybe you should come on and
Yeah.
play. You could
Okay.
get your team together and do a show. That would be really cool.
Yeah. I'm going to figure that out now that I figured out live streaming.
You know I said that I was leaving, but one other quick thing. There's this Japanese math rock band called Light, and they did a full-blown live stream with them being in different places, like in YouTube, with the latency being on time somehow. Like they figured it out.
Having incredible internet.
Well, yes, but there's also this program, I can't remember the name of it, called by Yamaha. I can't remember what it's called, but like it's something that even without like super fast internet, it can do it, but it's only audio. And so what they had to do was they basically had a PC for audio and then a PC for video, and they
Wow.
synced them up somehow, and like it was amazing. I was really amazed that they were able to do that, but it seemed like so much work to get that to work.
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's this thing called Ninjam where you can jam with people online, but it's like fake real time. It's not exactly real time. It's fun, but the way that it works is that like it basically you play to a click, you play to a tempo track, and then it offsets everybody by one measure.
Smart.
So that's how it's able to fix the latency. But you can't
That's
really
pretty
play.
wild too.
Yeah, you can't really play real songs that way, but you can jam, you know.
Right. Have you done it already?
Yeah, I used to do it. It's actually been around for like 10 years. I used to do it like a long time ago.
That's cool.
Haven't tried it in a long time. Anyway, Oli.
Thanks for having me. My name is Oli.
You're welcome. And yeah, your hair is really cool. When did you do that?
Oh, health-wise, I have not been well, and so I lost a lot of my hair, and this is actually a wig.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, sorry to bring that up on the thing, but
I had a severe iron deficiency. I am anemic
I am too.
currently. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That sucks.
this is something for people in case they're in my same boat. Like if you have clumps of hair falling out and you don't know what's happening, um, it turns out that when you drink coffee and tea, let's say all day, there's compounds inside of coffee and tea that prevent your body from absorbing the iron it needs.
Yeah.
And because I'm a woman, I lose a lot of iron stores like every month because I have really heavy menstrual periods. So my body was using like everything it could to make my organs keep functioning.
Jeez.
And so none of the nutrients were going to my hair. And so that's why my hair was falling out in clumps so that I could keep being alive.
Yeah.
And when I found out, it was actually the day Miami closed down for
Damn.
the pandemic, and my doctor was like, you have to go to the emergency room right now and get a blood transfusion. And I
Jeez.
went, and then they're like, you can't leave because you're gonna like, I was on like really severe low levels of like hemoglobin, and I could have died, and I didn't even know it. And
Wow.
my body was just struggling to pump blood or whatever, do its like normal functions. And after 3 blood transfusions and now about like 6 months of eating a high iron diet, I'm like better, and the hair is growing back.
Jesus, I had no like this. It just came up at the last part of the stream.
Yeah,
But-
I was like, maybe we don't talk about my hair, but if we do, I'm just gonna be
Well,
honest about it because I don't.
You could have
really
told me
wanna-
in private, but thanks for.
I mean, it's not like something I need to keep a secret about. Like, and I am very secretive,
Yeah.
like traditionally, like incredibly secretive. But I don't know. I kind of think that's like an important thing for women to know, or just like health-wise in general.
Yeah.
Like, it
Well,
was traumatizing for me to lose my hair,
I
and
bet.
it's because I didn't have health insurance. So for 6 months, this was happening to me, and I knew something was really, really wrong. And I applied for this like low income program thing here, and
Jesus.
I got, I got it like in January, and I also broke my foot in January. So it's been a really tough year for me.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm actually anemic too, but I have microtic anemia, and I've had it forever. Like I've had it since I knew you, like way back.
Wow.
But like, it really didn't start to do anything to me until recently, actually. But it wasn't like that for me. I just started collapsing, like,
Yeah.
like I would be like a couple of times. It happened like 2 or 3 times where I just blacked out and collapsed.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what the hell was going on. And so yeah, I still drink a lot of coffee though. But if I drink,
So
go ahead.
the trick is to drink coffee an hour after a meal, like an
Interesting.
hour before, an hour after, because otherwise your body isn't going to absorb the nutrients in that meal that you're eating, because
Wow.
it's so. And I was drinking coffee and tea all day long, so because I was eating a super balanced diet.
Yeah. Yeah. See, mine's not. It's not like really bad. Do you know what kind you have? What kind of anemia? Is it
I
sickle
forgot.
cell anemia?
Actually, they haven't actually figured out. I have to go back to the doctor in a couple weeks because the follow-up was during COVID, and I kept pushing
Yeah.
it back. They kept looking to figure out why I was
Yeah.
that was happening. This is the research I've done. This is what I think happened, and I actually found out through another YouTuber, like, going through people's online diaries of like severe battles of anemia and iron deficiency.
Yeah.
And that's how I put that together, because I do drink coffee and tea all freaking day long. So now I only drink it once a day, because I'm not going to cut it out completely. Once a day, I have my designated like moment, my hour with the tea, but I just try to drink it quickly instead of like sipping it all day long or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think like, well, for me, I take vitamins. I take a lot of I take a vitamin D supplement. I take a vitamin C supplement. I take zinc. I take. I don't take iron because it's dangerous, to take iron supplement. It can
I found
be.
one that's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you're low enough. You were low enough to where you could do that. But mine, see, I have what I have. It's a little different. It's like basically I have small red blood cells, and that's why it's called microtic anemia. So my iron levels, they're not low right now, but they can dip down, and I can just have weird things happen because of that. And I just have to be careful and just make sure I'm like, I'll notice if I like one day I drank too much coffee, like for sure. And I knew like right afterwards, like I did and then actually I ended up in the emergency room that night.
No.
Yeah. But I was okay. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal, but it was just, I went mostly out of precaution,
Yeah, that's smart.
but yeah, you have to have health insurance. It's like,
Oh my God. I wouldn't have lost all my hair. It's so sad. Like I like cried. I've never cried about hair. I'm not
Yeah.
that kind of person. Like I've had short hair like for my entire teenage and 20s, and then I guess as a mature woman, like I started growing my hair in my 30s and finally accepting my femininity, because I was always like a tomboy, and
Yeah.
like all my friends were men, and I finally like accepted like my feminine side, and like I just felt like my truly like myself, I guess. And now I had to cut all of my hair off because it was falling out, and it was like straw. Like the texture completely changed. I couldn't run my fingers through my hair. It was really sad. So
It'll come
I'm
back.
I'm trying to build my confidence back up with wigs and stuff like that.
I mean, it does look good though. It looks good. You look good.
Thanks.
But one of the things I did when I had when it got really the worst for me is I started eating liver, like chicken liver and
I
beef.
hate liver.
Yeah, but it helped. Like I felt like
I
a
know.
lot better, like because you can't really. The best way to your body to absorb it is iron is through meat,
Yeah.
and so red meat, liver, beef, things like that are high in iron. You can also do like flaxseed
Yep.
is high in iron, so I have that every morning. That helps.
In a shake or
Yeah,
something.
and oatmeal. I usually have it in oatmeal with fruit.
Yeah, my diet has completely changed to cater to high, like foods high in iron. So like
Yeah.
spinach, beets.
Spinach. Yeah, I have spinach every lunch.
Yep,
Yeah.
me too. And I'm like gonna go to the butcher that's like down the street from my house, because apparently like they have really good meat. So that's gonna be my next. I mean, I literally found this out about the coffee and tea thing like a week ago, and I also just cut my hair like about a week,
Wow.
a week and a half ago. So all of this like coming to like the finality of like losing it, just like letting it go and trying to move on, and like getting my health like really, really like,
Back together.
yeah, like just wanting to move on from this
Yeah.
badly.
It's been such a tough year for so many people. Like not just the pandemic, but like it's like the pandemic, but also everybody seems to be having some crazy shit like this on top of
Yes.
it.
Oh my God.
Like so many people.
It's a lot.
Like I have a
Yeah.
lot of people like in my family that have had things happen. Like it's weird. It's like 2020 is just a rough year.
I mean, it's when the pandemic started, I had a broken foot, right?
Yeah.
So I was already quarantining at home for like a month, I guess, because I broke my foot at the very end of January. And like when that happened, I was like, oh my God, like everyone else has to stay home too now? I was kind of like, yeah, like it was fucked up, but I was like, because it's lonely and like sucks to just be home alone, like by yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that happened. I was like, what? Like everybody else has to stay home now too? Like what? But yeah, I mean, I was able to like heal my foot though, like completely.
That's
and
good.
all that's all good. But that was just so weird that like everyone else was going through something like this. Like
Yeah.
it's not that mine is as bad as like someone's family member or somebody dying from COVID. Like that's truly freaking horrible, and I empathize greatly. But but there's just been like a lot of things happening, like feeling like bad things. I don't know.
Yeah. We got a comment. Dommy B11 says, my girlfriend had a transplant and the medicine is making her go bald. It is hard to cope with any type of change. That physical change that you can see is the hardest. Yeah.
It really is.
Totally.
Truly is. It can sound so I don't know, like egotistical or not egotistical, or like, but losing hair is just
Yeah.
it's just so hard to go through that. I mean, I can't even imagine like aging men, like going, like in their 40s or 50s, like losing hair. Like that's just, it's hard, it's a transitional like age thing. Like that's
Yeah.
hard too, like any change, like it's just,
Sucks.
it's rough. It
It
does,
sucks.
yeah. Like,
But
it's hard. But, these things will make you stronger. And like, I hope that your girlfriend, gets better. And it's what I'm trying to say. It'll make you stronger in the end, and hopefully you'll persevere, and like
Yeah.
things will be better.
and there's definitely many, many people out there that can empathize.
Yes, I could not believe it. Like when I searched like iron deficiency anemia on YouTube, like
Yeah.
I found so many people sharing their stories, and I cried
Yeah.
watching them. I cried because they were going through the same thing. This one woman like cut her hair too, and like the day of, like,
Did you happen to be a vegetarian?
I barely ate meat.
Yeah.
I mean, but
So for me, when it started to really get bad was when I was vegan.
I remember, yeah, you were vegan.
And like that was the first time that I'd like collapsed basically. And then and it was really scary. Like I thought I was going to die. Like so and then after that, it took a couple more times before I started making the connection. I always knew that I had it, that I had this microtic anemia, but it was like it wasn't something that doctors really talked that much about to me with. Well, for one, I always had shitty doctors, but two, it just was never that bad. It was like this kind of this thing. They're like, yeah, it's like, they're smaller than usual. It's not dangerous, as long as you're careful, but I wasn't really careful,
yeah.
But like, I think the first time that one of them told me that was when I was in Miami, and I lived in Miami back in the 90s. A doctor told me, he was like, yeah, your red blood cells are smaller than usual. And like, but it wasn't until this, like now I have a good doctor. And now he was like, yeah, it's called microtic anemia. Like you have this thing that's like,
Now and you can do
yeah.
searches, and like you know what to eat, and you know how to take care of your body, because it's.
But what's interesting, though, is the night when I said I drank too much coffee and I felt really bad, they did a blood test that night, and actually it was potassium that I was really low on that night. But it came back. Like, it was like, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but I drank so much coffee that it, like, depleted the potassium from my body. Strange.
Man, coffee is like the secret like killer there. It's like could really screw you up. Like I was like ODing on coffee.
Yeah,
like,
I drink
the
it so
past
I still
year.
drink it so much. I drink every day.
Yeah, like I was just going nuts on it, like just to motivate myself, to get myself going. Like I gotta. Otherwise, it's hard for me. Like if I'm not truly busy, like with a full-time job, like it's hard for me to kind of like get going and
Yeah.
motivate myself. And like the coffee was that for me, and the tea. I just loved having. I always had like a jar of like jasmine tea, like always, like constantly. Even if
But
I was
jasmine tea doesn't have caffeine, does it? Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Jasmine tea is like green tea
Jasmine or
with jasmine
green
in
or,
it.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually like black tea or
Yeah.
whatever. But
But
Yeah.
yeah, tea makes me feel weird. Like I don't really like how tea makes me feel, actually, and it makes my skin. I have bad skin problems if I drink a lot of tea.
What?
Yeah, when I was
You
working
have
for
like
this,
perfect skin.
no, I don't actually. It's really bad. Like I'm getting, especially now, it's getting worse.
I
Like
don't believe it.
yeah, I get red spots
You
and
guys
like
need some Adderall. That was.
yeah,
That's it. That's true.
yeah.
I do need Adderall. I'm gonna.
Adderall. Adderall's like cocaine. That stuff is like
I
crazy.
kind of love Adderall,
It's basically it's prescription cocaine, is what it feels like.
but it like helps you focus and get stuff done. It's amazing.
I'm plenty focused. I'm good.
I'm not focused. I'm like, I'll start something, I'll leave it. You come into my house, there's like 5 things started. I can't like finish one. I'm a mess.
Well, you can start them all and then just finish one at a time.
I try.
But yeah, that's crazy though. Well, thanks for sharing all that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it helps somebody by sharing that because it was really traumatizing.
Yeah. Hell, I mean, it just sucks. Like, especially when you don't. I mean, right now was like the worst time all that could have happened too. Because
Yeah, you don't want to be in the hospital where like
Yeah.
people are coming in with COVID. I was like,
yeah, exactly.
nobody could come visit me. My partner at the time, he came and like he was with me. It was before they were letting other people come in.
Yeah.
Because it was like the day of the lockdown.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was, people were really like crazy there in the beginning. Like they were like, nobody wanted to touch or do anything.
yep.
Like people here, you go outside and they'd be like rubber all over, like like everything, and like face masks and shields. And I mean, you still see it like that from time to time, but it's not as much now.
Yeah.
Like people have relaxed a lot more here.
Yeah.
Rui Clementine says, hi, me back. I'm drawing for the contest currently. Oh, cool. Thank you. And
Hey, Rue.
Dami B11 says, thanks for doing this show. Guys, just wanted to stop because I started drumming lately and I love your channel. Oh, thank you. Glad to help out any way we can.
Are you still teaching? Are you still tutoring?
Yeah, I teach. Well, I mean, yeah, I teach online every Thursday. I have students that I teach through one of the schools. The other school that I was teaching at was supposed to reopen, but then they didn't. So I don't know what's going on with that yet. Probably won't open again. I don't know if it'll ever open again. Who knows if it'll even stay in business, which is sad because that was probably my favorite one to teach at because I had a lot of students and they were always really good. And
What about virtually? Can you teach virtually or is that too weird?
well, I do teach virtually for one of the schools. I used to teach for 2 schools and now it's just one. The other one, see, the thing that's good about the first one that I'm still teaching at virtually is she really adapted, like the owner of the school, she really adapted really well. Like the other school just, they couldn't handle it, the way that, I don't know. DEA Music and Art, she really, I don't know. It's crazy how well she's adapted to this. She's really got it all together in the virtual classes, doing virtual recitals and
Wow.
all that stuff. Like she's doing great. She's doing really good. And I have more students there now too. Like my Thursday is almost full at this point.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I miss teaching in person. It's definitely not as good,
Yeah.
I mean, although that's where I got, because I was still teaching in person, like as the lockdown was happening, and that's how I got sick. But
You got COVID?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, way back.
Damn.
I mean, it was like back in March. Yeah.
Wow.
Josie, my sister, had it too. She caught it just recently.
She okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it for me, I mean, I was sick for probably about 10 days, 2 weeks almost.
Wow.
But I wasn't, it was only really bad for like 3 or 4 days. Where the fever was high and I had like the worst was like the body aches. you know. But also I feel like too, because I was kind of low on vitamin D, like now I take a liquid vitamin D supplement now. And they say that people who are low on vitamin D are more susceptible to it.
I gotta get vitamin D. That's like the one thing my mom's been telling me that I have to take.
Be careful though. When you take it, you have to be very careful which supplement, especially being anemic, because what can happen, and this happened to me before, is when I first started taking vitamin D last year, and this is why I stopped the first time, is I was taking vitamin D from Costco, which is like, it was like a really strong vitamin D, and it's hard to OD on vitamin D, but if you're anemic, you have to be very careful with your blood pressure dropping too low. And what happened to me is I was taking this vitamin D and my blood pressure dropped like insanely low. And one night, and again, I felt like I was going to collapse, and like I got really lightheaded, and it was like the same thing. Like it's happened to me several times, but that was, I didn't fully collapse that time, but that one was like, my blood pressure just went down to like, I think it was like 100 or like 90. It was like really low. I can't remember the exact number, but, and then I stopped taking that supplement and it got higher again. So now what I take is like a liquid plant-based vitamin D supplement that's drops, so I can regulate how much. And I tested it. I took like a little bit at first, and just kept testing to see how I would react to it, to make sure that nothing bad happened.
Wow, your body's really sensitive.
It is.
Too.
It is. And then so I still slowly started increasing it, and now it's good. But
yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, the older you get, the more. I mean, I don't know if it's because I did so many drugs that I'm so sensitive to everything now.
I don't think so, because I think you were always really sensitive.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I am like, I mean, it's crazy. Like the slightest things, like if I take an ibuprofen, like it can be too much sometimes. Like I'm really, really sensitive to that shit. Also, don't take ibuprofen if you get, I'll get demonetized for this, but I don't care. Don't take ibuprofen if you get COVID, because it'll make it worse.
Wow.
Because Victor, we don't know for sure he had it, but we're 99% sure. And this is before, see, this is why it's weird. Before it really hit here, in New York, and was like known that it was in the US, Victor got really sick in like January. And he was, his fever was like crazy high. It was like 104. And he never gets that sick. And he was taking ibuprofen. It just kept getting worse. Like, and it was going on for like days and days. And finally, I was like, we got to go to the doctor, And so we took him, actually went to my doctor, and he gave him like these antibiotics and some stuff. And then he started to get better. But that was right before that. And then after that, I started to feel a little sick. But it was like, I felt like I was able to fight it off, Like it never really full on hit me. And the thing is with him is he lost his sense of taste when that happened too. And that's one of the symptoms that they say, smell and taste. And then so when I got sick, it was later. It was March. It was like the beginning of March. And I didn't know for sure that's what it was, but I was 99% sure because I 100% lost my sense of smell. Like completely gone. And it wasn't like a stuffy nose. Like my nose was perfectly clear. I could hold coffee beans or bleach right up to my nose and there was nothing. And it was like completely gone. And so at that point, like people were already talking about don't take ibuprofen. So I took Tylenol and it helped. It helped take the fever down.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning, they were saying that like, this goes back on the conspiracy theory stuff. And like I said, YouTube probably will demonetize me for saying this because they have a lot of people. They've even pulled down videos for people saying this. But like people taking ibuprofen were dying. When they had COVID. Something about it, I don't know what it is, but maybe because it's an NSAID, like anti-inflammatory, like type of drug. Because Tylenol is a different type of drug. Yeah. It's not a NSAID, and so it's just a fever reducer.
Yeah.
And so that worked for me, and I just took that, and then I was taking zinc too, and that helped, and then I got better. But like my sister, Josie, I think she was sick for like 4 or 5 days. It was like, but she's young, So,
Yeah, she bounced back.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, there's still so much unknown stuff, and nobody can agree on anything. You know, like, which sucks. It doesn't really help anybody, the fact that nobody's agreeing, and like you have different stories from everybody all the time, and like it just doesn't help, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's terrible. It's tearing this country apart.
Yeah, it's the world. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
And world.
I mean, I think like, I don't know, I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but I forgot what I was going to say. So how I know that, like, one, I lost my sense of smell, and then I was teaching, back to how this story even originated. I was teaching at that time, past the time when we started to lock down, and I went in one more day, and the piano vocal teacher was in there. He's coughing and sneezing all over the place. And the owner of the place, she sent him home, but he was already there, and I'd already shaken his hand and was like talking to him and stuff. He's like standing right here, and he talks a lot. He's talking to me. And then he got tested and he had it. And so, and then I was like, well, I definitely had it. You know, I never got the test, but that was that.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank God you're better.
Yeah.
It's too bad for you.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but I've been sicker, and I fell down the stairs after that, and that was much worse.
Oh, I do remember that.
That was horrible. That was horrible. But yeah, thankfully it wasn't that bad.
Oof. Sorry.
That's all right. Anyway, crazy podcast. Or not
Yeah.
podcast, stream. I haven't done the podcast in a long time, but
Yeah, because that's what I thought we were doing.
well, this kind of took the
Why I
place.
wasn't ready.
This kind of took the place of it because
No, this is cool.
yeah, I mean, it's basically the same type of thing, but more people watch this and listen than the
Yeah.
podcast. Rue Clementine says, if you only had to choose only one song, what would be your choice of favorite song you have put out? Are you asking me or Oli?
I don't know.
Well, you can answer first, Oli, if
I
you
don't
want.
really know what that means, though.
Well, I
I
think
choose
Rui's.
one.
I think she's 9 years old, so
Oh,
the
okay.
question is.
I'm not really sure how to answer that one.
Um,
But I can close out by saying, listen to Trojan Heart tonight at midnight. Before I forget.
Tonight at midnight. That might be past her bedtime, but
Yeah, Rue or anyone listening. Oh, she's asking you. Sweaters.
okay. Both. All right. Favorite song I've ever done? I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I've released a lot. So many.
You got to pick one, though.
If I had to pick one. Jeez, that's so hard. All right, I'll just pick a recent one. I'd say when as the sun rises on Manasota.
Yeah, that's cool. If I picked one.
Oh, Rue's 19. Before she said 9.
She was 9.
All right. Well, 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, Oli. Well, thanks for sharing all of that. That was amazing,
Yes.
and I hope you're feeling better.
Yes.
And yeah, continue to do what you're doing. Eat some liver. It
Yeah,
can be
maybe not
good.
liver, but I'm gonna eat meat.
It can be
I'll
good,
eat
actually.
meat.
If it's made right, it can be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right, Oli.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone, have a great night and week. Go listen to Trojan Heart. Bye.
Bye. Listen to Oli's music.
He will
Yeah.
put the link.